I welcome you all to the lecture video on unsymmetrically spaced conductors to find out the inductance of the transmission line with the unsymmetrical spacing. In the previous video, in the previous discussion, we were considering the three-phase line, that is the inductance of the transmission line with the unsymmetrical spacing, and we are deriving an expression for the inductance of the conductor. Now, we understood that the three currents are assumed to be 120 degrees apart, and then IA is considered to be the reference phasor, and considering IA as the reference phasor, IB is at an angle of 240 degrees, that is IB is equal to IA at an angle of 240 degrees, and IC is nothing but IA at an angle 120 degrees. Now, in the expression, we have got IB divided by IA, IC divided by IA. So IB divided by IA is nothing but IA at an angle 240 divided by IA, so 1 at an angle 240 degrees. If we express this in terms of cos, that is cos 240 degrees plus j, because 1 at an angle 240 degree is nothing but equal to cos 240 degree plus j sin phi, that is j sin 240 degrees. So it is nothing but minus half minus j into root 3 divided by 2. Consider it as equation 3. Now similarly, IC divided by IA is nothing but IA at an angle 120 degrees divided by IA, it is nothing but minus half plus j into root 3 divided by 2. Consider this as equation 4. Now equation 3 and 4, if we substitute in equation 2, LA is equal to psi A divided by IA, which is nothing but 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into ln 1 divided by R dash, because R is the radius of the conductor A, and ln 1 divided by R dash plus IB divided by IA is nothing but minus half minus j root 3 divided by 2 into ln 1 divided by DAB plus IC divided by IA, which is nothing but minus half plus j root 3 divided by 2 ln of 1 divided by DCA. Simplify the equation, we will get LA is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into whole multiplied by ln 1 divided by R dash plus ln square root of DAB DCA plus j into root 3. We are going to take the real terms at once on one side, and then the imaginary terms on the other side. So we are going to take j root 3 as common, j root 3 into ln of square root of DAB divided by DCA. Keep this as equation 5. Now if we expand, because when we expand the terms, here I have shown the steps like minus half into 1 plus j root 3 into ln of 1 by DAB and so on. So we are considering, we are going to simplify the expression, and we have arrived at minus half of ln 1 divided by DAB plus 1 divided by DCA. Similarly, we can find out what is the expression for psi b, and psi b is nothing but equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA into ln 1 divided by DAB. We have to go to the figure that we have drawn to consider the conductor B. If we consider the conductor B has got the mutual inductance between two conductors, that is from the two conductors, that is A and C. So we will consider only the DBC and DAB. Now coming to the expression, psi B is nothing but equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into IA into ln 1 divided by DAB plus IB into ln 1 divided by R dash, because R dash is the radius of the conductor B. Now IC into ln of 1 divided by DBC. Psi LB is nothing but equal to psi B divided by IB. Consider the same expression and substitute the values for this. We will get the expression as LB is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 into ln 1 divided by R dash plus ln square root of DAB into DBC plus j into root 3 ln square root of DBC divided by DAB. See the expression for LA. LA is nothing but equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 ln of 1 divided by R dash plus ln square root of DAB into DCA. Here for B it is DAB into DBC. So DAB is common, DCA is the other conductor where it is getting connected. Here it is DBC into plus j root 3 into ln square root of DBC divided by DAB, because you are considering the conductor B, so it is DBC divided by DAB, whereas in the expression for LA it is DAB divided by DCA. whichever the conductor that we are going to consider, that one will appear in the numerator. This is the key to the students. So the LA is corresponds to DAB as the first term, whereas LB in the expression DBC is the first term that we are going to have. So similarly, if we write the expression for psi c is nothing but equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 Ia into ln 1 divided by dCA. We must consider the conductor C, which is getting connected to A and B only, and 1 over dCA plus, that is the current, that is the distance between A and C, and IB into ln 1 divided by dBC plus IC self, that is IC into ln 1 divided by R dash. Simplify the expression with the expressions of IA expressing the IB and IA in terms of IC, then we are going to get LC is equal to psi c divided by IC into 2 into 10 to the power minus 7. Now multiplied by ln of 1 divided by R dash plus ln square root of, since this is the C conductor, dCA into dBC plus J into root 3 ln square root of dCA divided by dBC. Now keep this as equation 7. So we have found out the inductance of A, B and C conductors. From the above expression, it is seen that individual phase inductance of the line, which is unsymmetrically spaced, is going to give us a complex number. Imaginary part of it represents the energy exchange between the two conductors. So in here it is the two phases. So the imaginary part represents the energy exchange between the two phases. Now, after considering the three phase lines with the symmetrical and then the unsymmetrical spacing, we can go for the inductance of the three phase line with the unsymmetrical spacing, but it is transposed. Before going further, I would like to emphasize on the term transposed. The transposed transmission lines are nothing but the transmission lines which comes back to the original position after the transposition. Here, the conductor X, position 1 we can see here, position 1, position 2, position 3, conductor X, Y, Z. Here when we transpose the line, it is going to go to the next position. That is, conductor X will take the second position, conductor Y will take the third position, conductor Z will take the first position. This is called as transposition. Again, conductor Z, when it is transposition, will go to the second one. Again, the second one will become the third one will become the first one. So when we do this transposition, it is going to exchange the positions in the coming transmission lines. We need to understand what is the importance of transpositioning of the lines, and the conductor, the distance between the conductors, that is the transpositioning conductors, is going to be L by 3, L by 3, L by 3. The total length of the transmission line is nothing but L. So this is like a rope. You can imagine that when we consider this, we will be able to understand what exactly the positions of the conductors when it becomes transposed. Let's if we write this as the the triangle, and we can find out that conductor X, Y, Z are placed in we are considering it as a symmetrically spacing and then symmetrically spaced, and it is at a equilateral triangle. So X, Y, Z. Now the distance between the X and Y is nothing but equal to D12. Between Y and Z it is D23, and then between Z and X it is D31. The original positions of the conductors at the regular intervals along the line is exchanged. So that each conductor occupies the original position of every other conductor over an equal distance. This is the importance of transposition. That exchange of the positions is called as transpositioning of the lines, that is transpositions. So the figure for 1 shows the composite, that is the complete transpositioning cycle. So after every interval, after every particular interval, the conductor comes back to the same position. If we transpose this, you can see here, if we transpose this line again, the conductor X will occupy the first position, just like this. Conductor Y will occupy the second position. Conductor Z will occupy the third position. So this is called as the transposition of the line. So if we consider this, after every cycle, So after every phase, that is the individual phases which are denoted by x, y and z in the figure, where the positions are given by 1, 2 and 3, it occupies the same position after the regular intervals. The same average inductance over the complete cycle is obtained due to the transposition. This is the importance of the transmission of the overhead lines. If we do not do this, the value of the inductance varies, which is going to give a lot of complexity to the design of the transmission lines. So this is about the inductance and its effects, and then how to calculate the inductance when the three-phase lines are symmetrically spaced, and we also understood that how to calculate the value of the inductance of the conductors when the three-phase transmission lines are transposed. Let's consider the capacitance of the three-phase line with more than one circuit, or capacitance of the symmetrically spaced three-phase lines, that is double circuits, using the GMD or GMR concept. GMD is nothing but geometric mean distance, and GMR is nothing but geometric mean radius. Geometric mean radius is nothing but the self, and the GMD is nothing but called as a mutual one. So now we know that Cn is nothing but equal to 4 pi epsilon naught divided by ln square into square root of 3d divided by 2r. This is the equation 2, and the capacitance per phase will be 2 CAN, that is using the GMD or GMR concept. The calculation of the capacitance can also be done if the lines are transposed. That is, if the lines are transposed, means at the equal intervals the conductor has to occupy the same space. So now, since there is no electric field inside the conductors, as we are assuming, as this is assumed to be perfect conductors, we consider that there is no electric field inside the conductors. In GMR calculations, radius r is taken instead of radius r dash. Like as in, if we remember the expression for the inductance, we always consider the r dash as a self, and then here we are going to consider the radius as r instead of r dash. Now, as in the case of inductance calculations, now we are seeing here the transposed transmission lines. Let's see that conductor A, B, C, and conductor A dash, B dash, and then C dash. Now this is going to be in this form, and then we are going to consider any one of the lines. So the distance between A and C is root 3d, and the distance between A and B is d. Distance between A and C dash is d again. Distance between A and A dash is d plus d, so it is 2d. Distance between B and B dash is again b plus b, it is 2d. So similarly, the distance between C and C dash is also 2d. Now the GMD and the GMR approach says that mutual GMD of the phase A is nothing but equal to square root of 8th root of DAB, because you can see here DAB, DAC, DAB, DAC and DAB dash, that is DAB dash is nothing but equal to DAB dash here, DAC dash here, and DA dash B, DA dash B. Now DA dash C, DA dash D, that is DA dash B, DA dash B dash, sorry, DA dash B, DA dash B dash, and DA dash B dash, and DA dash C dash. Now if we substitute this, square 8th root of d into root 3d, d into root 3d, because what is DAB? DAB is nothing but equal to d. DAC is nothing but equal to root 3d. Again DAB dash is nothing but equal to root 3d. So d into root 3d, DAC dash is also root 3d, and then into d. So DA dash B, and then DA dash B dash. Now DA dash B dash is nothing but equal to d. So d into root 3d. So d into d into d into d, root 3d 4 times. So we are going to get the we are going to reduce the expression as 4th root of 3 into d. Now self GMD or GMR of the phase A is nothing but equal to 4th root of r into